Good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Angelica Grace for those of you who don't know. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know whenever I post new videos. And if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to get started on this morning routine, so let's just get right into it. So I usually like to wake up at around 7 a.m. and first thing I do, just like everyone else, is pick up my phone. I'm usually checking to see what time I actually woke up, or I'm going through my timeline. So next thing I do is I check my monitor just to see what status Avery's in, and at this point she's still asleep, so in this case I'm gonna take full advantage and just do whatever I need to do to wake myself up and wash the sleep off my face. So since Avery is still asleep, I'm taking full advantage of this me time, and I'm just gonna go and do some devotion and quality time. I'm just grabbing my daily planner, which I write whatever chores I want to do for the day, my study journal, which I write anything that I highlight or stands out to me in my devotion, and I'm grabbing my She Reads Truth Bible, which is a study Bible, and I love it so much. So I always prefer to start my mornings with devotion if I'm able to. I just feel such a calmness and peace whenever I do start, and when I don't, I can definitely feel the difference in how my day flows, how I react to things. I can just feel it all whenever I don't start with devotion. So I always prefer to, but with a 1-year-old, it's not always the case. So if Avery was up at this time, I would just do devotion with her watching, because I do want her to grow up getting used to seeing mommy and daddy, read the Bible and just make it a normal thing in our household. So at this point, Avery is actually still asleep, so I'm once again going to take full advantage of this me time, and I'm just going to relax in bed, scroll through my phone, check my messages, send a text message or two, whatever the case may be, just because I can, and this is time for myself. And my husband was still asleep at the time, so there was nothing else to really do, and I'm kind of just going to wait around until Avery wakes up. So now that Avery is awake, I usually just let her play and roll around in her crib for a little bit before I go in there to get her, but greeting her in the morning is one of my favorite things to do. She usually gives me such a big smile, but I think walking in with the camera in her face confused her, and she kind of just looks stunned. So at this point, I'm just gonna tidy up Avery's crib. She doesn't have a full bed that I can make yet, but I just like to neaten it up just a little bit. So first thing I do with Avery is I change her diaper. She's been asleep all night long and she's had the same diaper on, as you can see. So I'm just gonna give her a fresh new diaper to start her day. And I don't bother to change her clothes yet, because I usually will change her clothes and fix up her hair after she wakes up from her morning nap. So next, I'm just bringing Avery into the bathroom to begin brushing her teeth. She actually almost has a full set of teeth, to the point where I think a back tooth is coming in, and she got all of these teeth right before she turned 1. So it's really important that I get her used to brushing her teeth already, because this girl is ready to chomp down on any and everything that is in sight. So Avery tends to lick the toothbrush instead of actually letting me get to her teeth. So I kind of have to focus extra hard to make sure I'm actually brushing her teeth and not ripping her tongue apart. So you could see I get extra focused with my face. I honestly had no idea I was making that face until I watched these videos back, so please don't judge my mommy excitement. So now that I've finished brushing her teeth, it's just about time for her to have her morning bottle. And she used to nurse with me, and she loved to immediately nurse like right when she opened her eyes. But I tried to get her used to doing other things, and I'm trying to wean her off also. So I'm just pouring her a bottle of almond milk, and I'm just gonna heat it up in the microwave for like 30 seconds and sit her down to have her bottle. I usually don't sit her in her chair for her bottle, but because she woke up at 9:30 and I like to do breakfast at 9 a.m., I'm just gonna sit her down while I get breakfast ready and give her her bottle to drink while I just go and prep her food for her. So I don't really like to put TV on in the morning. So what I like to do is I just play any of these kid stations on Pandora on a speaker, and I just fill the room up with lots of music for us to enjoy. And since she finished her bottle, I'm just gonna give her a toy to keep her busy while I go ahead and prepare making breakfast for both me and her. So I didn't feel like doing anything fancy for breakfast this morning, so I'm just gonna cook a few strips of bacon for myself, and I'm gonna heat up the frozen waffles for Avery and myself. Avery really loves these frozen waffles, especially the cinnamon ones. She literally becomes a vacuum cleaner how fast she eats them. So I'm just gonna heat these up, and we're gonna eat these for breakfast. And for those of you wondering why we're not using a toaster to do this, we don't have one right now. We just moved into our apartment about a month ago, so the oven does the job just fine. So I grew up drinking Kool-Aid in my household, and I learned the recipe from my mom, and so now our household loves it, except for Avery. She loves water and milk. So I'm just gonna make some Kool-Aid for myself, one for Kern and one for me, because Kern drinks juice so fast that if we tried to just make one, I'd literally be making Kool-Aid 24/7. So it's just easier for us to each have our own, and it lasts a little bit longer that way. At this point, I'm just breaking apart Avery's breakfast for her. She is fully capable of feeding herself without any help. I just break it into smaller pieces so that she's able to handle it. Avery never liked baby food and went straight to table food, so she's just about a pro at eating by herself at this point. So one of the best things about Avery being so independent with her meals already is I get to sit down and eat my breakfast with her, and plus it's just another opportunity to bond with her as a family over food. And if you're also wondering, that is the same cup that Beyonce uses for her kids, so we're basically famous. So once we're all done with breakfast, I'm just gonna take her out of her high chair. Luckily, she's a pretty neat eater and I don't really have to clean up a big mess. And plus today was just waffles, so it really wasn't that messy of a meal. And I'm just gonna put her inside of her playpen that we found on Amazon, and it is literally our best friend. It is so cute, it's so easy to fold up. It was pretty affordable. I think we paid maybe about $140, and if we really wanted, we can order extension pieces to make it bigger if we wanted, but it just works so perfectly because we put all her toys in there. She loves it, and we know that she's safe, so that if I need to do things in the kitchen, I'm able to walk away confidently and know that she's okay. So while Avery's in her playpen, I'm just gonna clean up whatever's left from breakfast, and I'm just gonna spray and wipe down her chair with some all-purpose cleaning spray. And right after that, I'm going to go into the kitchen and clear out our dishwasher. We usually pack it up and put the dishes to wash right before we go to bed, so I know that they're clean and ready to be put away, and so I'm just gonna take advantage and tidy up the kitchen as much as I possibly can. So once I am done tidying up the kitchen, I love to just climb into the playpen with Avery and just play with some toys with her. We may read a book or two, but I just love playing with her. She's such a fun and happy baby, so I love just taking all the time I can, especially because these days just go by so fast and she's growing up so fast, so I just love to take advantage of the time that my little baby is still a baby. So at about 11:30 all the way up to 12:30, Avery usually starts to get pretty fussy, and it's usually because she's been up for a while and she's ready to take her morning nap. So I just like to give her a little more than the 5 ounces I give her in the morning, just because she does like to drink this bottle all the way till she falls asleep. So I just like to give her a little bit more than I would if she was going to stay awake after the fact. Avery usually doesn't take very long to fall asleep whenever she has her bottle, and the glider definitely helps speed up the process. It is one of my favorite things about Avery's room because it is so comfortable for both of us, and honestly, I sometimes rock myself to sleep. So now that Avery is down for her morning nap, she'll usually stay asleep for about an hour and a half all the way up to 3 hours. So during this time, I try to be as productive as I possibly can. So to start off, I'm gonna just make up our bed because I personally feel like I can't function walking past our bedroom with a sloppy bed. So I just love to neaten it and tidy it up because it just helps me function better. So once I'm finished, I just head over into the dining room and open up my planner that I found in Burlington. And guys, Burlington is a setup and you will go broke buying journals and planners that you probably don't need. But I did need this one. So I just check over whatever I wrote down for the night before and what I want to do for the day. But before I get all started on that, I'm just going to head over in the bathroom, take a shower, brush my teeth, and just get dressed and ready. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed and I hope you come back. Make sure you like, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you didn't already. Love you guys. Bye.